One word.
And what's that word?
Dibbs.
First Dibbs question of the day, sponsored by Trantolo and Trantolo. Keith and Scott, third-generation Trantolos. They know what it's like to ride motorcycles because they do. That's right. So if you've been seriously injured in a motorcycle accident, give them a call at 844-999-9999. They have offices in Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, New Haven, Torrington, Long Island, New York, and Riverhead in Melville. Should an announcer help a player who's falling out of bounds? No.
Why not?
Get the hell out of the way before you get killed.
So last night, Kyrie is trying to save a ball that's happening right in front of the ESPN broadcast. I would say Mike Breen is probably the closest to this action.
I think it was their stat guy.
Their stat guy was
ran
behind Breen. Now, if I can reenact this to the best way I think this happened, it was like Breen had a yellow cloak out or a red cloak out, and Kyrie was
like
the bull,
yeah.
and he went Olay and
matador.
went right into the statistician. And Mike Breen had this moment of, man, I should have probably helped there. I totally let my stat guy get smoked because, like, it's one thing when you're sitting down and you see it coming, you can kind of brace yourself. But if you're sitting down and then the guy in front of you all of a sudden olays it, and then you're just caught in the mix and then you get trucked by even the smallest guy of Kyrie, that's still a pretty big hit that guy took. I thought Breen could have easily braced Kyrie a little bit for the fall.
Well, if you're athletic enough or young enough, you can grab the guy. But if you were like, it looked like Breen's probably my age, 60.
Breen would got smoked.
The other guy, was the gray-haired guy,
he got
smoked. Overweight and out of shape. He got smoked.
He got smoked.
Fans got a bunch of Kyrie, and they're happy. Oh, my God, did you see me on TV, honey? Kyrie fell in my lap. Yeah, those are dangerous plays. But listen, those guys played their butts off. Kyrie played great. He just didn't score like he normally scores. And what do we talk about? If those guys don't score like 40, 50 points, they're not winning, and they didn't.
I just thought Breen could have done a little bit better.
You're blaming Breen
a little bit. Yeah, I need some more effort out of you, Breen.
Being kind of watching the play and doing play-by-play and not realizing I am part of the play here.
And then he didn't really talk about it either. I didn't like that whole series with Breen. I thought, A, he should have helped a little bit as the impact was coming. B, he should have explained a little bit what the hell was going on. The only way we knew it was the statistician because JJ actually said something like, Dan, are you okay? You all right, Dan? And then it's like, who the hell's Dan?
Well, listen, Doris Burke's amazing. She's a true professional. I thought
she would have blocked
Breen
Kyrie.
Kind of had to walk JJ Redick through the whole finals thing.
I thought
that was unfortunate. But no, I think he misses his old partners, man. I mean, he's no Van Gundy, no Mark Jackson. Those guys, those are guys that, man, a lot of times are also telling stories. They're also doing stuff. And play-by-play guys sometimes need to get back to looking at some research or a nugget or what's going on that I need to do. I think like Breen was doing a lot of everything, and he wasn't really good at any of it.
And there was a moment. Now, he was on Dan Patrick earlier today, and he was talking about some of the explicits that were said Kyrie's way when that had happened.
You don't need to say that,
though. And I can see how that is happening. Caught in the moment, you're the play-by-play guy, and you want to say something about that, but you don't know if the fans at home heard what you heard, so you can't really comment on that. There was just a lot going on in that 15 seconds for Mike Breen more than anyone. I needed more. I needed more out of him.
Fans are going to fan.
Especially in Boston.
But they did it in Dallas to the Boston players.
That's
and
true.
Listen, you don't need to really bring that in because we know the fans are going to do fan stuff. Whether it's the Fever playing the Sky, whether it's the Liberty playing the Aces, it's going to be ugly when you're in someone's arena. But honestly, that's people pay so they can go vent.
Yeah.
And I always realized that, and it never bothered me. And so I try to even teach my younger players, you can't let that affect you. You can't affect what the other team's saying about you affect you. You've got to go out there, and the only way you can shut them up is by your play.
Do you think Kyrie was affected?
No.
No?
No, because I think Kyrie is old enough, mature enough now that he's not going to let it escalate to the point where, and I'm sure some of it's racially motivated. I'm sure some of it is just ugly and disgusting. And honestly, if I was his teammate, I would be the one fighting because I hated that. I hate when people are bigots and racist. It drives me crazy. But you're in the finals, man. You're in the finals.
You're gonna get
and
that.
You're gonna get that. Boston's been doing it forever. They do it in every sport, and honestly, it's some of these people just they don't have any sense. So for me, for Mike Breen to kind of say, "Oh yeah, they're really giving," he used to play there. He didn't leave under happy terms. Get over it. Porzingis talked about his time in Dallas. He didn't leave on good terms.
Right.
So that's life, man. But again, it's sports. It's a basketball game. Let's not make it anything that it's not.
One of my favorite moments last night was when Kyrie went to everyone on the Boston bench.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a class
Classy.
act, man.
That was classy.
And what he said about them in his press conference. If you haven't heard it, go look it up. All right, when we come back, Daily Pickle as the injury list grows.
That's all it is.
It's like a mass unit in everybody's locker room right now, and if you can keep your team on the field healthy, we'll also talk some all-star stuff. Who are the leaders in the clubhouse? And Yankees now, after their day off, leaving Boston, they found their way to Baltimore. We'll be right back on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell on your afternoon drive live from the Travelers on Fox Sports Radio.